All right, good day, guys. I know that this being the last day of school, some of you may not be making it to class today. So what I am doing is I am recording the lesson that I was going to give tonight so that for those of you that do not make it to class for one reason or another, you are able to still get the information that you will need. You will notice that I have already posted your work to the Google Classroom, your quiz that is going to be due on the 12th of April. All right, good day. All right, so we'll begin tonight by looking at the 45 degree. So if you notice, I'm going to draw a triangle ABC, and here's my 90 degree. Both this side and this side are 45 degrees, and this value will be 1. Okay, so I have no idea what the C is going to be. I don't know what the hypotenuse is. So for me to find the hypotenuse, the first thing I'm going to say, I'm going to be using Pythagoras theorem. And we will see that Pythagoras theorem says C squared equals A squared plus B squared. So C squared is equal to 1 squared plus 1 squared. So C squared is equal to 1 plus 1, since 1 times 1 is 1, right? And 1 times 1 is 1 as well. So 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, so C is actually, I'm sorry, it's 2, but then I have to square root both sides. So C is the root of 2. So here, this is the root of 2. Now note, I'm going to take this as being theta. So this will be the opposite. This will be the adjacent. And this will be the hypotenuse. So judging from that then, I'll say, okay, sine of 45 degrees is opposite over hypotenuse. So the sine of 45 degrees is going to be 1 over root of 2. Now, if you recall last year, second year, they should have taught you that whenever you have a surd as a denominator, that cannot end that way. So sine of 45 degrees is going to be root of 2 over 2 because you have to get rid of that surd as your denominator. And of course, this means that this sine of 45 is actually in decimal 0.707. Then if we look at the diagram again, and we look for cosine of 45 degrees, that is adjacent over hypotenuse. And so the cosine of 45 degrees, again, notice the adjacent is still 1. So that's going to be 1 over root of 2. Again, I will rationalize. And so cos of 45 is going to be, again, root of 2 over 2, which we know is 0.707 there. All right. Also, if we look at it even further down, now we have to look at tangent. All right. And tangent, okay. Tangent, we say the tangent of 45 degrees then is opposite over adjacent. But if we remember the triangle says ABC, and it says that the opposite is 1 because this is the 45 and the adjacent is 1. So this will be 1 over 1. So the tangent of 45 is simply 1. So having this value now, we will fill in our table, okay? And I will fit in whatever values we did not discuss before. I can tell you that the sine of 0 is 0. We found that the sine of 45 is a half or 0.5. We just found out that the sine of 45 is root of 2 over 2, which is 0.707. And we found out that the sine of 60 is root of 3 over 2, which is of course 0.866. And we found, and I can tell you that the sine of 90 is 1. And what happens with cosine is that cosine goes in reverse, meaning that the cosine starts at 1. The cosine of 30 is root of 3 over 2, which is 0.866. The cosine of 45 is root of 2 over 2, which is 0.707. Um, the cosine of 60 is a half, which is what we call 0.5. And I can tell you that the cosine of 90 is 0. So note they go, sine and cosine go in actual reverse. Now, as it comes to tangent, I can tell you that the tangent of 0 degrees is 0. If you recall and go back to your notes, the tangent of 30 is root of 3 over 3, which is, I think, I can't recall this one. 0 point, let me double check that. So it's the root of 3 over 3, um, which I will plug into my calculator. That one, I'll be very frank with you, I rarely remember that one, as it is one of those that is um, rarely, what I rarely use. I just use the root of 3 over 3, 0.577. Then of course the tan of 45, we just found it to be 1. Okay, the value of 1. Okay, value of 1. Also, we know that the value of tan of 60, we know is root of 3, which we found it to be, let me recall, tangent of 60 is 1.73. All right. Other people will say 732. And I can tell you, which is something, one of the most difficult ones, I really don't want to prove it to you, but the tangent of 90 is infinity. Right? Meaning that it's or undefined. Some books have it as undefined. Okay. So this is the basic lesson that we were going to cover today. All right. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope to see you after the Easter break. Um, for some information, when it comes to the returning to school, we're not going to be returning to school because if when Liz night school will commence face to face, it would be on May 10th, and you guys actually finish third years finish on May 11th, so we really won't affect us. Thank you, good night, and enjoy your Easter break. Please remember to do your assignment that is in the Google Classroom.